Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hear Me Out Pitch. I'm Tim,
And I'm Willem.
and yeah,
I am behind again. I'm behind again, and also computer died again, and just the many things. Willem got sick. And yeah, that's great. So if this is your first time ever watching and you're already about to click away, please don't. Give us a second. Give us a chance. Because this is Hear Me Out Pitch. Ba-dum-bum. That's not our theme song, but whatever.
it's not.
It's not. It's not. But hello. Welcome.
Hi.
We're glad you're here. I would prefer you go watch some of our older stuff to get up, especially just at least the stuff with videos. If you want to listen like for long trips, go listen. This is 91. Wait.
90, 91.
No, 91. This is 91. Because last week was 90, and which isn't out yet. So I will get that done.
By the time you're listening to this, it will be out.
It will be out. Definitely. Like, absolutely. And this is
Episode 1
of season
four.
4. So don't know what that means, but that's how it is. I think it's been a long time coming, especially after baby being born and starting a new relationship and just life. It's getting busy. It's weighing on us. I'm just like, oh.
We are approaching the holiday season. It's spoopy month.
It is spoopy month.
It is spoopy season. I think we can do a spoopy episode next week.
Oh, I think we can.
I don't have a spoopy thing for today.
I was about to say, I'm like, you see. So
I have a story that I
do we have options? Do you have options?
well, I have 2 options for one story.
Oh, okay.
Plus other options at the
I will
end.
say, this is how crazy it's been. I had to set things up. My computer died again. And the whole time I was setting things up, because audio is the worst one. So hopefully, like, I'm even paranoid right now. Like, just, does it sound good? I think so.
Hello?
It's fine. Like, I don't know. I'm trusting it. It's whatever. Audio is the hardest. If there's anyone listening who has good advice on using 2 microphones for the same thing, let me know, because I am losing my mind. Anyway, point is, in 16 minutes of me struggling, crying, swearing, praying, it was
30 minutes.
It was shush. More
Specifically
like
the crying.
more like 40 at this point. But yeah, Tim, in 16 of those minutes, got an idea.
Yeah, kind of. I took some inspiration from a story that I had already started typing as like a book.
Oh,
it's one of my many book projects that I'm never gonna finish.
we know. Don't think like that. We'll get it going. We'll get it going.
No, that one I'm actually never gonna finish, because that one, the concept is a little too bland. I'll turn it into something else.
Well, I'm always more than willing to hear him out. So.
He said the thing.
He said the thing.
Anyway, so I stole kind of the beginning part of that and kind of the setting.
Okay.
And I threw something together. I took, guys, I have 16 pages of notes from this. It started, to be fair, it started with 5 pages, and I copied and pasted that twice so that I could essentially rewrite it in 2 different stories, because I had the first idea, and then I was like, ooh, but what if I changed this? So,
well, okay,
we have options, and maybe we'll go over both.
Okay.
I guess to start off, I know I asked Willem, but for those of you who have seen the movie Dougal, what is it? The magical roundabout. It's the roundabout being a carousel. It's I remember right, it's a French film that they adapted to English.
Is he like an insane person?
No, he's a dog. Dougal is a dog. It was made for children. It's rated G. Dougal is a dog who has a sweet tooth, and he causes some problems. Dougal, Doogal, 2005. he has a sweet tooth, and that causes problems. And he ends up freeing an ice wizard, um, who is trying to freeze the whole world. And then Dougal has to go on an adventure with his friends and free the world and keep it from keep the evil wizard from freezing the sun.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's a weird movie. It's an oldie but a goodie. If you've got kids, it's a good movie for kids. I remember it fondly.
It's a terrible animation, like Hoodwinked. You're just like,
yeah,
oh god,
it is that terrible animation, but your kids are not gonna your kids.
Oh
aren't
gosh,
gonna
and
notice.
it's like I was 10.
I
don't want to talk. I don't want to think about. Yeah, he was 4. I was
It's
in.
a 20-year-old movie now.
Ew! I was in 5th grade 20 years ago.
I was in preschool.
Are you kidding me? I was getting ready to move. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I will almost have lived. Well, my family would have been there. Wow, that's crazy. 20 years. Wow.
So another movie that I know you've seen is Narnia, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yes.
Where Narnia is frozen over because of the White Witch.
Okay. So
So-
we're going Ice Wizard.
Yes, kind of.
Okay.
This is a world that I guess
Just
I'll,
so shocked.
I'll create the I'm gonna world build for a second.
Okay.
I will admit I used a random name generator because I could not think of a name. And it spat out Carthmere, and I like it.
Carthmere. Okay.
So basically, this is a mountain village, up in the north of the world, right? So this village, the winter never ends. It is eternal. The sun hasn't even touched the valley in living memory. And yet there is a village and the people survive. And this village is the only place of actual warmth in the valley. And that is because it has a gemstone known as the Ember. It's a fist-sized ruby, that when you look into it, you can see a flame inside, almost like imagine a flame spren trapped inside a ruby.
Is the flame like actively moving, or is it full on like frozen like Ember?
It is an active flame inside the gemstone.
Okay.
This gemstone, within a certain area of it, is able to generate, I guess, summertime conditions magically. And so they basically the townspeople of Carthmere keep this ruby on an anvil in the center of town as like a symbol of how the Ember has kept the forges alive, kept the village alive. And it just radiates heat and keeps things going, and they've been able to build greenhouses to farm crops, and it keeps their fish hatcheries unfrozen. And so they are able to subsist off of the plants they grow, the crops they grow, and the fish they catch from their hatcheries, as well as whatever other animals they are able to hunt down and bring back. One night, the Ember is stolen.
No.
You never saw that coming, did
the
you?
MacGuffin has been stolen.
Was taken.
I'm gonna name one of my dogs MacGuffin.
My friend had a D&D character named MacGuffin.
Oh my gosh.
It was really funny.
And this is why we never get anything done.
Anyway, yeah. So basically, this thief will be seen taking the Ember, and they will be seen as a shadow. That's it. Someone sees this shadow come in, sneaking around, and they take the Ember and run. And they just kind of vanish into the white wilderness of death. And that next morning, forge is dark. The frost begins to spread across the streets, and the panic is going to start to set in because that is their lifeblood. If that gemstone is gone, then the people
You take it
die.
away, they die. It's
Yeah.
just, it's Atlantis.
Yeah, pretty much.
But they don't live forever. They just have warmth in this eternal,
In this eternal winter.
eternal winter. That's crazy. I like it. I like it so far.
We'll have our main character.
Dougal.
No.
Darn it.
This is kind of where it trailed off. I had two main characters originally, and I'm gonna cut it back to one, and the other character is going to be the thief. Originally, there was no thief. It was the Ember was failing, but this I'm gonna have a thief instead.
Okay. Was that the other option? Was it was fading?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's two options for this story.
There's two
My
paths.
original, I'm gonna give you my original idea real quick.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna give you the idea that I kind of want to throw in. That I kind of, chills. Sorry. I kind of want to do this second idea. I think I feel like it's a little bit better. Basically, we will have our two characters. Our main character is going to be a girl named Lyra.
Ooh.
Young girl.
Woman.
She's probably 15, maybe 16.
Okay.
And in her village, that is about the age of adulthood, when they start to take on the adult tasks of keeping the forge alive, tending to the fish hatcheries, tending to the crops,
Just
hunting.
becoming your part of
Yeah.
the culture.
You are becoming.
You're not a kid. You are gonna be a part of this. You
Yeah.
are adding your cog to the machine.
I just finished reading Edge Dancer. You are becoming the foot of your hordling. The one Kremling of your hordling. If you understand the reference, awesome. I love it. If not,
I have forgotten. You said Warbreaker?
no. Edge Dancer. Lift.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay.
So basically, Lyra, originally I had the two, like I said, I had the two characters, and they were going on an adventure. They were going on a journey because they had just reached adulthood and were deciding what they wanted to do as their task, as their main job in the village. And so they decided that their job was going to be to figure out what's going on with the Ember. And I'm changing that a little bit to Lyra is now an adult. I'm going to say 16. It is the day of her 16th birthday. She is now officially in terms of their culture, she is an adult. And so today is the day she needs to decide what her job is going to be. None of the other adults are able to leave their tasks behind because they are those pieces in that well-oiled machine. They have to work together. If one of them doesn't work, then things start to fall apart. right?
Well, I mean, if I feel like if this
Like
system
there's some
was so,
cover.
like, of course there's like cover. So yeah, you can't like you'd have to make sure like there are enough parts for it. So if someone is sick, there's someone to replace it. Like
Yeah.
you don't have one person who has all the knowledge of how to do that one thing. Like you don't sit there and be like, old man Rickety over there, he's the one that, gets the ember still hot. Like, and all of a sudden if he croaks, they're like, oh no, like they don't do that.
Like
We don't do that.
Yeah. And the anvil is able to also siphon some heat. That's why they put it on the anvil. The anvil is able to siphon some heat and heat up various things underneath it. And so they have some pipes going.
Like I
throughout the city
imagine
to
it's
pipe
just this
heat into buildings.
I just imagine it is just like a machine.
Yeah.
Like I imagine it's like there's hot because you mentioned I imagine that they just have, and you said pipes, and literally I just imagine there's a big old thing everywhere, and there's like people just bing 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 banging on the thing all day, like shifts they're banging on it, and that gets the heat. They like bring buckets of ice or snow, and that gets the water flowing. It gives circulation to the place where they've miraculously had fish. Like it's just really, I just imagine that it's just, and we don't have to go too deep into it, but I just imagine it is
a very well-oiled,
and I am a big fan of that. I've worked in many assembly lines. I've worked in many of those sort of things. So this is the type of stuff that I'm like, I like it.
I'm kind of in a machinery mood too when it comes to this kind of stuff, because in our D&D campaign, they just made it. For those of you who understand, their party just arrived in
I can plug my ears.
No, I don't. This isn't spoilers. They just arrived in Mechanus. The
I mean, if you want to spoil anything, you can just keep talking.
Order and clockwork.
I'll just sit here. I won't listen.
I'm in a mood for.
I'm in a mood for machine. You're gonna love a certain book and Brandon Sanderson, or a certain world that they mentioned. So,
Isles of the Emberdark.
They mentioned something, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I have nothing else, just a few pages. I was like, oh, that it definitely is inspired. There's no way. Like after, it was funny because when you introduced this world, I was like, he hasn't read that book, but Brandon's a big D&D nerd. Brandon inspired this world because this world is part of D&D, I'm assuming, or is this something you made up?
This story?
No.
Or Mechanus.
Mechanus.
Yes, Mechanus exists in D&D.
Brandon has totally made a world that is Mechanus. The way you described it, I was like, Tim hasn't read Isles of and so I didn't know that you knew about, like, I was like confused. Anyway, that's funny because I was like, oh, Brandon, I forget that Brandon is a big nerd.
You will see what I've done with the plate. Anyway,
I'm scared.
Basically, to kind of get things moving, Lyra is going to decide that she is going to pursue the thief, and that is going to be her job as part of this village. They have been able to store some heat in an underground chamber. I'm going to call it the steamery, because it's basically that heat is trapped in steam below the city, and that is, or the town, and that's kind of what's piped through the town, and it's recycled as best they're able to.
Is this place green? It's green. It's green and luscious, right? I've been imagining it's green and luscious.
Imagine Whoville. Imagine Whoville from the Grinch, where there's snow everywhere, but there are places where there is some greenery.
Well, imagine how scary it would be if it was like the whole world is complete. Like you think it's because you said it was summer.
Yeah.
Imagine
this would take place more on like a continent, like, or in a country almost like Norway or Iceland or Greenland, I mean, or Russia, right? Where it is the northern part of the world. It's dark, it's cold. There are parts of the world that don't see the sun for 3+ months, and this town hasn't seen the sun in livable
Norway
memory.
does that, right? Norway is one of the countries that does that, correct?
Yeah, Norway, Alaska.
Your poor grandparents.
Yeah,
Anyway, they love it. It's fine.
they live closer to the to
It's not as bad.
It's not as
it's not as bad.
It's more rainy where they're
okay.
at.
All right.
Anyway,
Sorry.
Lyra is going to basically just go on this adventure. She is going to pack up. The hunters will always they are always prepared. They have big coats. They have their backpacks with all the things that they're going to need. They have rations to last them several days. They have. I imagine they have less spears and more javelins.
There is
or like harpoons. They have rope. They have ice picks. They have what they need to survive for a few days out in this snowy wilderness where there's long dead trees that have just been permanently frozen. There's
what would live out there? What would be out there? Because there's no sun.
Yeah.
There's no sun.
Yeah. This is a valley, right? So there's mountains on all sides.
Yeah.
Right. And so when the sun would come up and peek over, it's blocked by those mountains.
Okay. So do they believe that there is like light, or is it like perpetual? Because now I'm imagining
there are parts of the year, there are certain months of the year where it is brighter, right? Like it is light all day for 24 hours of the day. It's just not sunlight.
Well, now I'm imagining like all of them have.
Imagine dawn, right?
Yeah.
The amount of light that there is right before the sun peaks out, like maybe 10 minutes before the sun comes up.
Yeah.
Right. You're able to see what is around you. You can see that it's bright, but it's not as bright as noonday.
So,
right?
Okay, then I'm definitely imagining there is definitely more of a system. Like this was the heart of the city. That there are gas lights. They illuminated. Like this thing was their heart. There is light. So I think that the scene of it being stolen would be plunging them into darkness. But they can survive off fire. They can survive off of the underneath the steam, and so they can last a little longer. And I imagine like everyone has lanterns.
Wood. Right, and they have emergency stockpiles of lumber. The issue is because there is no sun, trees cannot grow. So all the lumber they have collected has either come from outside the valley, which is really hard to get to because they have to scale the mountains or go through the dangerous winding canyons, or it's come from the ancient, long dead trees that have just been frozen. And
what if they lived in a giant volcano? Like it's dormant. It's a dormant giant volcano.
You're kind of spoiling it.
Oh God!
Guys, he spoiled it. It is. This valley is within the caldera of an ancient dormant volcano.
Tim has never told me about this. Okay, all right. That's funny. I'm so sorry.
It's a connection that you were likely to have made.
Okay. I'm not stupid. I'm dumb, but I'm not stupid. Yeah. That's funny. Okay. All right. I'm just curious. My brain's going up. Here's the bad thing. Really quick tangent about me and Tim. We say this in so many episodes. The world building is what gets us distracted because we get really excited.
Yeah, we do.
So enough with that. So we just know for a fact it's cold. It's dangerous. These people know how to survive.
And there are things like this is a vaguely magical world, right? There are.
I'm imagining wampas or whatever. What's the thing that almost kills Luke?
Wampa.
Yeah,
You don't like that scene?
No.
Or you don't like
No. That's not what I'm talking about. The stupid whatever mini wampa from Jedi Survivor.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I have played many Elden Ring type games. But I think one of the worst things I've ever fought, I am trying to keep my language well behaved right now. Tim,
if you've ever played Jedi Survivor, Are they in Fallen Order? I don't think they are.
No, it's the second game.
Yeah, if
There's
you've
a
ever
reason
played
why I
Jedi
haven't played
Survivor-
the second one yet.
Jedi Survivor is my favorite. Jedi Survivor might be my favorite
Tim.
Star Wars video game ever.
Tim, I can't go back.
Me neither. Yeah. There are yeah. We'll get there. I have
Shut the
I have things. You're spoiling it.
I'm sorry. Tim has become very bold. He is the story man now, and I just sit here and watch. This is Tim's podcast.
No, this is my episode. I have a story.
He has many episodes now, and that's good.
I have a story that I want to tell.
All right.
And
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Almost to the end. Actually, I have gotten to the end. There are 3 different possible endings, guys.
Okay.
Ooh,
All right.
maybe a 4th, actually. now that I'm
Oh
thinking about it.
my
We'll see.
gosh.
We'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. Yes. Anyway,
It gets stolen.
it gets stolen.
It's cold.
It's cold. Lyra goes out. She takes the hunter's gear on and she takes that out to go retrieve the Ember.
So does she like pull a flick and she's like, I got this, and they're like, sure you do, like, or they
It's more a
or like Zuko.
She's choosing to do it out of the necessity to save her people.
Are there going to be others?
The hunters will do what they can, but their primary job is to collect materials,
I guess,
and to collect food. From
well-oiled machine.
Yep.
And it's like, we can't stray from the well-oiled machine. Well, we can't do it without the heart. Well, no, we have to just work harder. So you can do this. So how come, I'm just curious, how come there is no one else? I mean, I guess we have to want the lonely wanderer to do that, but what would be a good excuse that she will be the only one? And maybe it's just, is she the only one? It happened on her birthday.
It happened on her birthday.
And so she will be the one, like, there was good.
She's the one that this is her job as part of this town.
So
there are the blacksmiths, there are the fishers.
They're machinists. They are people that believe that machines run for a purpose. When you set the machine, so life is a machine. There is a purpose. So if this is your part, then that's where you have to do it alone, because that's the part that you are meant to play. All right, fine. We just need to really make sure to stress that their belief system is, that
to survive, you have to do your job or everybody perishes.
Yeah, like, it's just, and also just fate is set.
Yeah.
Fate is set. This is your part, no matter what. If you die by an animal, that was its part. They don't really, but also I can imagine they don't really like, I imagine that they are so precise that when they hunt things, it is just smooth. Like, F1, F1 or NASCAR pit crews. They are just well-oiled. Ooh, I'm liking them. They're very, I like it. Okay, all right. So she has a reason. She has to go. They're Madam, this is
Shadows of Things to Come.
Have you read that book?
No.
There's literally a book with that title, and I was talking about that with somebody today.
No, I haven't.
It's called Never mind. If you know what I'm talking about, if you know what a book's on, the titles are so big. They're like anime lines. It drives me nuts. Like, shadows of things that were once lost and that I need to find again. You're like, okay. It's a
Continuing
big
for the 3rd time.
I can leave.
My fault too.
I have questions.
Lyra leaves, and she begins trekking through this wilderness. And there's going to be hills, there's going to be caves, and she'll find her first night, where it's dropping to negative 50 degrees. Right. She finds a cave as the cold really starts to set in.
She needs to bump into a monster, and she like freaks out. And it's frozen.
Sure.
Okay.
Not in the cave.
Not in the cave, but like outside, because it's getting dark and she's cold.
Yes.
She's like,
yeah.
And she
there are things out there, and they are
just
big.
bump. I want her to bump.
Big and woolly.
I want her to bump into something, and she like looks up, and it's like towering over her, and she's like, ah! and then it's just
like the trolls and Lord
yes,
Things.
exactly. And then it's frozen, and she's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, like, stands up, smacks it, the arm falls off, and then anyway, sorry.
Sure, I like it.
I am going to pepper in Willemness. Just deal with it. Okay, go. Go.
Yeah, she'll find that first night she's gonna find a cave, and she will find remnants of a small fire that the coals are still vaguely warm. She's able to get the fire going again, but she's like, okay, this whoever took the ember went this way, right? And she's been following their tracks, and so she knows the vague direction of where they're going. She now knows for sure that she is on the right path, because a fire like this, being about a day old, right, means that somebody was here recently.
Tiny interjection, really quick.
Yeah.
I just imagine that her family is all hunters, and that was their part, and she thought she was going to be a hunter, so she's been learning all these skills her whole life. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
I like it.
Okay, that's
like
it.
it.
That's all I wanted. I am trying to fill out questions that they might have in their mind, and that's what you do whenever I do my story.
That's true.
Anyway, Willem, shut the fluff up. Willem. We're doing good.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
She's going to basically this pursuit of the thief is going to take her through frozen forests, through over some frozen rivers that she's able to kind of dig a borehole into to get some clean running water from going deep enough, because it's been frozen long enough that the water has frozen over pretty well there, but there is that layer of ice that has insulated the river.
Ooh.
Right, and so the river is able to run through underneath, creating these paths of flowing water, and she's able to collect fresh drinking water from these rivers.
How strong is this? Sorry, I know I thought about this. If you are walking around with a storm that is instant sunshine, don't you think there would be like a visible like melting trail in the snow?
Well, that's what she's following.
Okay.
It's that path.
Okay.
The snow melts,
Yeah.
right? It's cold enough normally that the snow is turned to ice, right?
Yeah.
And it's as hard as stone, right? And she's walking. Have you ever any of you woken up during a winter morning and you're on your way to school and you walk on top of it, Legolas style?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what this is, except to the extreme.
Ooh, she's like,
But
oh, that's terrifying.
There is like an area that's maybe 15 feet wide that has kind of melted a little bit into this little path.
All right.
That she's able to follow.
I'm sure you're going to tell us how this
slick.
person stole this, and I cannot wait because I am so like, how the Hello Kitty did. Anyway, how do you sneak out of there with eternal sun? Like, is she just I got a pocket full of sunshine? Like, you're running off? Don't sue me. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Lyra is going to... She's going to be very, very quick about things, too. And, like, she's going to be able to see, okay, there's hills over there. Whoever took it went over the hill. I'm going to go, or went around the hill. I'm going to go over it to save a little bit of time. And so gradually over a couple days, she's going to have saved enough time that she can see a figure in the distance in this tundra. And they are headed toward one of the tall mountains in the distance.
How big is this volcano? Oh my gosh.
Have you ever been to a caldera, a volcano?
No.
Um, they're big.
I mean, I know that they're big, but
big.
like you're telling me this thing is supposed to be like.
Have you been to the copper mine?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how wide that is
Yeah.
from end to end? You can see that from space, barely. This volcano, this valley, you would be able to see from space without any ocular aids.
In this
It's
world, maybe
huge.
like a comet, a meteorite hit it. It made the indent over time, like millions of years, turned into the volcano.
Supermassive.
Like just
Yeah. It's
like we're talking like Yellowstone.
This is We're talking this is 100 miles across.
Okay.
From end to end.
That's a big volcano, Tim.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I just realized that. I was like, how big is this thing?
And she's trekking through the snow, which is making it harder.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't take that. And also like the slipping, I can't imagine and basically ice climb. If there's any hill, she definitely has to have snowshoes. Like, okay.
Yep.
And this poor person's just la 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 la. Actually, it probably would suck because they have to like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure we'll know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
We will follow Lyra through and she will finally catch up to the thief. And we're going to pause there because I really need to pee.
Oh my God. We haven't had a pee break in forever. All right. I'm going to actually pan. Bam. It's going. Cool. I've never done the pause feature before.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Tim had a pee.
I did. I'm good now. Okay. Yeah,
finding the person.
Lyra has
super close.
Just caught up to the thief.
It's Schmeagol.
And basically, right, the wind is howling. It's dark. It's loud because the wind is going. So the thief has not caught on that Lyra is following them.
And also, wow. And I imagine she's probably like wearing white. So even if they look back, they're like
wearing white, camouflaged. This person is also wearing white, but they have some gear on.
Well, they probably would have. Are they warmer? Like they're walking around with eternal sunshine.
Yeah.
Like
they're a little bit warmer.
Imagine they're full on like holding on their coat. They're like la 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 la. So what would that look like? Would it look like a little like tornado around the person because it's just sunshine?
It's not sunshine. It's warmth.
Warmth, like a heat bubble.
Like a heat bubble.
Okay.
Right. And so what it basically looked like is while they're walking, you can see the snow and ice ahead of them begins to melt, and so it turns into water and starts flowing.
Yeah, because even if I don't know who. Anyway, just they really would. It would be very hard for them to know, especially with this terrain. I just can't imagine. And why would they think anybody? Maybe I would try to make sure, but also, if I think I have that much of a head start. So Lyra is just that good. That's why it makes sense to me that she was raised by her family. She was dead set on doing this. So, and again, they thought it was a sign. This happened on your birthday, Lyra. You need to get it back. That is your purpose. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a thought, but I will leave it. Go before I start talking. Go.
The thief, it is approaching night again, and the thief is going to seek out shelter. And so they are going to take at the moment they have it out, and you can see it glowing, casting this light around them. But you can see like whatever sunlight there was is going away. It's almost gone. And temperature is starting to drop pretty rapidly.
You can hear like crackling of everything freezing.
And so they are gonna try to find shelter, because even with this source of warmth, the biting wind is still going to cause some damage
Yeah.
if they aren't protected from
Because
it.
you can't even, just because you have that doesn't mean, fighting wind, annoying, you're still getting it. It's not comfy. And if it's that, even that cold, and also he would have to make a fire. I don't know. There's just a lot of things. It'd just be annoying. It'd be annoying. And you want shelter because what if something desperate comes along and sees that it's going to go warmth and just.
Yep.
So,
Lyra is going to find or follow them to. There's going to be kind of a cluster of stones as they're approaching the base of this mountain, right? And so there's going to be a cluster of large boulders and stones that they're going to be able to take shelter from the biting winds within. And logically, it would make sense that they try to find that stone because that stone can bounce that heat back and kind of create this warmth bubble. Makes sense in my head.
I got you. You're making.
I'm trying really hard to describe it, but it's
staring at you, going,
words. English be hard. Yeah,
I feel English. That's impossible.
There's a reason I learned Spanish. No. But yeah, finally.
Please don't start doing the episode in Spanish.
I puedo hacerlo.
No, stop.
Entonces, no. Anyway,
I'm gonna put subtitles when you start doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Lyra is going to wait until the thief is going to kind of lay down and fall asleep, and they're going to have. We're going to see the Ember sitting on or underneath a small pile of logs. And this is how that fire began, right? The logs began to smolder and burn, and then they caught flame after so long of the Ember just sitting there underneath. Direct contact with that much heat.
I got you. Like I don't imagine they're holding it
they are
in their hand,
but with gloves.
Okay, like a special glove,
thick enough gloves that they're not going to get frostbite on their fingers if they're out in the snow.
Yeah,
right. And so, inversely, they'd be able to use those gloves.
I imagine they have it on a cute little thing, but you just can't just hold it forever because you need both hands, even if you're traversing. So they might have it on like a necklace, a contraption, something. Oh no, it's a very interesting concept. Either way, they have a fire. Lyra's found them. What happens next?
Basically, Lyra is going to, as the figure falls asleep, Lyra is going to approach, take out her spear, and kind of hold it up to the figure and start and confront them. Say, "Why'd you steal it?" Kind of kick their foot, and they kind of freak out and reach for something, and they see the spear, and they're like, "Okay." And now we can see it's a young man.
Okay.
Probably maybe a year older than she is. His name is Talon.
Okay.
Lyra and Talon are the original names of my main two characters from the original story.
Okay.
And I decided Talon would be. I could make Talon the thief.
I gotta ask and get it out of the way before anyone else. Enemies to lovers?
No.
Yeah, all right. I'm done. Just kidding.
No.
It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I've read too much Fourth Wing.
Basically, Lyra is going to confront Talon, and they're going to have an argument, a conversation, and Talon is going to basically explain that the Ember is starting to fade, and if it fades, the entire valley dies, right? And so there's a chance to do something with it before the Ember fades. And Lyra will make a note, like, Yeah, we've noticed that our warmth bubble has kind of shrunk in the last several years. Um,
Ooh,
and so there are going to be ruins in around the city that they're just abandoned because it's become too cold in that area, in that ring. And so that ring is shrinking. Talon is basically going to say he's basically going to say that his grandfather was once out, kind of cast out of Carthmere for wanting to take the Ember and all of Carthmere's people out of the caldera and leave. But they were cast out. He was cast out because nobody leaves Carthmere. Carthmere is a sacred place, right? It is a machine.
That's all there is.
It is a machine, and you cannot leave the machine.
Like, there's nothing else out there. Why would there be anything else out there?
They do know that there's stuff out there because that's where they get their lumber.
That's true.
The longer treks. They just know that this caldera is sacred and they don't want to leave it, right? So they cast him out, and so he left the caldera, found civilization outside. It's still cold, but they do get sun, right? This would be more of your Alaskan winters, right, where people exist out there. There are towns, and then
is this like
summer,
Moana? Like, they went out and they just were like, oh, we're meant to like go find more and go and do all these things, and then this one group just found the caldera and they were just like, oh, maybe like centuries ago the caldera, it was like better and it was a little warmer underneath, so they treated it like the oasis that it was. Because again, never mind. Am I saying stuff?
You are.
Oh, sorry.
I guess I can spoil it now. Centuries ago, the entire caldera was warmed up by the Ember.
Tim has never talked to me about this story. I just like stories, and I'm sorry. Yeah. This is why I started the darn podcast.
This outcropping of stone will be noted as an ancient observatory that was abandoned over a century ago.
So are they currently outside of the caldera?
No, they're
still in it. Okay.
Yes. Like the end of day 2 or day 3. Probably the end, closer to the end of day 3.
So to them, it just looks like a giant bowl mountain range, similar to what we have in Utah.
Yeah, except a little bit more variation. Like there are hills, there are forests,
but it is
stuff,
prominent. Like, this is
okay.
It's prominent. Like for anyone like watching on the outside of this thing, space view, you're like, that's a volcano. Like, okay.
Yes.
Because I imagine, like, you know how some just giant, massive, like, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyway, they'll have this argument, and Talon will explain the Ember is dying. The Ember came from outside the caldera. And he'll point to the mountain that they're trekking to, which is the tallest peak in this range by a good amount. If we're going by numbers, the other mountains are maybe 2,000 feet. This one would be closer to 3,000 feet tall.
It's big.
This peak, and he'll point and say, "It basically the Ember came from inside that mountain, right? Within it. And that no, wait, that's spoilers. I'll get there. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, Lyra is basically not going to believe Talon, and she's going to demand that the Ember is brought back, because that's her task. Her task is to retrieve the Ember and bring it back.
And even she's so set in her ways. Like, even if it is true, nope, this is the Weller, and it's like, it doesn't matter. It's like, And yeah, just the argument of, well, the machine can wear down if you do not fix it. If you don't fix the main issue.
Roll your eyes at me just a little bit. It's not Destiny. You don't have to do that. In Dungeons and Dragons, in the plane of Mechanus, where these guys are, it is a plane of pure order and law, right? Even if what would constitute lawful would harm someone, if it is in the best interest of the law and of the order, it will be done, right? And that's kind of what these people are doing. They are more willing to sacrifice their lives to run this machine, to continue living their lives the way that they're living.
They are lawfully neutral people.
Yes, they are lawful neutral. And so Talon is
what
like,
race is Spock?
Spock?
Vulcan.
Vulcan.
They're Vulcans.
Yes. I almost said Klingon. I knew that.
No, that's very wrong.
That is very wrong.
Vulcan is the Roman version of not Prometheus, Hephaestus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The irony.
Anyway, where was I? Where's my note?
We were confronting. He's told everything. Giant mountain.
Lyra is basically saying, even if it's true, we have our way of life.
You smell like beef, and I'm taking it back.
We will continue to live the way that we've lived for the last several hundred years, right? This is just our way of life.
When the machine dies, we'll die. Mm-hmm. Fine.
And the doubt will kind of be put in her mind, like, what if there is a better way? What if we don't have to have the machine? What if I don't have to just be a cog in the machine, right? What if I don't have to be what everybody wants me and expects me to be, right? And that's kind of that moral of the story, is you don't have to be what everybody says you have to be.
Because he could ask her that, what's going to be your purpose when you get back? Because you fulfilled it. What happens to a person when they fulfill their purpose? Are you just going to be a regular hunter?
You beat me to it by 5 seconds. I'm glad we're on the same page.
This is why we do the podcast together, by the way.
Yeah, we're very alike in some of the ways that
it's almost like we've been making up stories for the past, 2 years. Not 2.5, not yet. Almost.
Getting there.
No, yeah. 2 years. We'll say 2 years.
Over 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Galen is basically going to say, "Kate, look, if you don't believe me, the Ember is part of something bigger, part of something alive. And all you have to do is listen to it." And they'll kind of pause and she'll listen, and she will hear like a heartbeat coming from the Ember. And because the machine is so loud, because everybody's doing their thing constantly, it's been drowned out. They haven't been able to hear the heartbeat of the Ember. The Ember is a piece of the beating heart of the caldera. And Talon will basically say, "Look, if we can take the Ember back to where it was carved from, wherever it was taken from, then we might be able to restore this caldera to summer. Maybe an endless summer rather than an endless winter, where your machine doesn't have to be so harsh." And that's going to be kind of almost the I can't say crisis, but like the problem that Lyra is going to start facing is, maybe there is a better way that doesn't cause so much pain, and I could help with that, or I can fulfill my part of the machine and be what everyone tells me I'm supposed to be.
I mean, it very is reminiscent of that story of, and just cultures in general. Like, do you stay with typical tradition, or do you try to branch out and learn more? Do you? I like it. It's simple,
It's
and
a story as old as time.
we've heard the story many times, but I really am liking it.
Um. By the way, I'm at the point where I am kind of merging both stories now.
I'm imagining she looks like Katara, by the way, and he looks like Sokka.
Sure.
That's what I've been picturing in my mind slowly, like a mix of like Azula and Katara. Actually, no, sorry, no, not Azula, Moana and Katara in a way. Just I'm like, oh,
Sure.
so I don't know why, but
I mean that fits. That works.
It fits really well. I'm like, oh, so
I like it. Yeah, they basically Lyra can't convince Talon to leave it behind, and Talon can't convince Lyra to go with him, and so they're going to argue, and they're going to stay at this ruin for long enough that the ice has begun to melt and pool, and they fall through into this observatory like structure. Like it's going to be it's a domed facility, or I say facility, a domed building with stone arches coming to a point in the center. They've fallen through one of the sides, and there's piles of snow on one side, and it's not modern, but it's not super medieval, right? Like this would be almost Renaissance era stuff they're finding in this room.
what if I'm going to say this line, and if it is the heart going to be a key for the observatory to work?
No.
Okay. I thought that would
No.
be a cute little flair.
It could be cool, but no. Now their problem is they have to find a way out.
Yeah.
Right? They've fallen through the ice, and they've fallen a good 30 or 40 feet. Right? And so they can try to carve their way out, but that's going to take too long.
So it's on so they were on the top of this observatory. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it'll kind of be revealed that the collection of stones that they were taking refuge in, that's just the top of the observatory. And
but after all the melting, the ice, and it's such an old building. Okay.
Yep.
And they fall
they've
through.
fallen through, and there will be stacks of there will be frozen books and a few skeletons that have just been long frozen. And yeah, it's going to be an observatory. Like it's
going to be evidence.
They will have
his case.
Yeah, exactly. It is evidence for his case, and he's going to point it out and be like, "Look, we are 3 days away from Hearthmere, and this is an observatory. People lived here, worked here, looked at the stars from here. You can't tell me that the Ember is not fading, right? Its power isn't dying. Because at one point, its power reached this facility and kept it warm."
Well, also the dormant of the warmth of the, it definitely is like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Amen. Like, I don't know what to say here.
I
think it's a very powerful scene.
They'll continue to argue and kind of throw jabs at each other.
What argument is there? She's
still kind of set in her way. Like she's starting to think, okay, but maybe. But then she's remembering her family and all those people.
But that doesn't matter because there is a purpose. They had their part in the machine, and look, they stayed here and they died because that was their purpose. They kept working until the end, just like a well-oiled machine should.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's just like, the typical like, and just like turns around. Oh, that's such a good scene. I like it. I like it a lot because I could still see. Okay, all right, all right.
Yeah.
Growing pains. Why? Ow! I don't have growing pains, but it feels like it. Ow! I hope I'm not. I hope I'm not growing some more. I wouldn't mind, but like, ow.
um, yeah. Um, she's kind of gonna wander off on her own, and there's not really
There's not many places you can
there's
go.
not many places to go. Like there are other wings of this building that are buried beneath, but are intact. Like they're just rooms buried beneath the snow, and so she'll kind of take her ice pick and she'll pick her way through, um, and she'll she'll come to another room that kind of has more, I guess, almost written in stone, right? Like tablets on the walls.
I honestly was about to ask. I'm like, there has to be.
Yeah.
If they, because they're like, yeah.
Well, and these stone writings, and she can read, right? Because that's one thing she was taught to do.
Yeah.
Everybody's taught to read, and she can read that basically this stone is telling the story of the Ember and how it was taken from the mountain to create, as a symbol, to create the center of this thriving society. And over time, the stone has lost its power and its size. It's shrunk.
It used to be like this big.
It used to be the size of like a basketball, and it is now the size of a baseball. And it's shrunk. It's lost some of it. It's lost a lot of its power, and so that area of influence has shrunk as well. Almost more than it. As the orb, as the ball shrinks, as the ember shrinks, it loses more space the faster, the longer it shrinks. That makes sense.
No, got you.
And Talon is basically going to kind of come up behind her and say, see, if we keep the Ember here, we are all going to die. And they knew about this. And they died because they kept the Ember here.
Spoopy decoration in the hall. Interrupted Tim.
And he's going to say, look, we can go talk to my grandfather. He's still in the mountain. He's waiting for us.
He's waiting for him.
He's waiting for me.
Yeah, not.
He's waiting for me.
I did not expect you to have a help grandson and a woman.
He's waiting. No. He's waiting for me. Come with me. Meet him. Let him tell you, because he knows more about this than I do. And we don't mean to steal it. We mean to set it free. So we can return it to where it came from. We might be able to restore this valley to its beautiful splendor. And Lyra is going to kind of be staring, and this will be a conversation that they're just having on the floor now, because she's kind of in shock that what he's saying is true. She knows now that he's right.
Shattered. Your worldview is shattered.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely gone. Not gone, but you're just like, darn it. You don't want this person to be right. You don't want it to be true. You would rather it's just the typical how it is with everybody. Sometimes you just are like, I would rather be comfortable and safe than go out there. You know, just what if Rapunzel and Quasimodo all were like, you know what, pretty okay inside. You know, what if Moana had been happy with the island? No, we have to try to go out there and go on an adventure. Ah,
What if
anyway,
Bilbo had stayed in the Shire?
that's true.
But yeah, as Lyra's listening and as they're having that conversation, she's going to see the ember is fading. Like she can see it now with her eyes that it is starting to fade, and it's fading quickly. And as she stares into it, she can see little images in the stone, in the gemstone, that are almost like memories in the flame, and they're memories of trees and animals and sunlight and the sky and running water and people living without fear of freezing to death. Um, and she's going to kind of make that realization. No, if I am a part of the machine, I am going to die. If I fulfill my part of the machine as designed, everybody is going to die. I am condemning my people to death. So maybe my part of this machine is actually taking this ember and restoring our valley where we can survive. Um, and so she and Talon are going to try to work together now, and they're going to try to find a way out, and they'll find another one of these wings that has a little bit more information, um, feeding off of what they had just discovered. And they are going to realize that if they restore it and the valley unfreezes, that the town is at the center of the caldera, at the very bottom. It is going to flood, and everybody's going to die anyway. So now they have to figure out how are they going to save the people and restore the valley. And that's when they kind of realize, okay, one of us has to stay and one of us has to go. And Lyra comes to the conclusion that she needs to take the ember to the mountain, and Talon needs to go and warn the people, because if Lyra goes and warns the people, they're just going to kick her out like they kicked out Talon's grandfather.
But they'll kill Talon.
But if she sends Talon, they don't really do executions. They exile. They kick people out, right?
Because
But
all you have to do, well, I would imagine, no, they could just tie someone up and then leave them for the night. Like what?
Yeah.
Like, bam, here you go. And then the darkness comes. Next morning, you have a fun little statue.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
But yeah. So Talon's basically going to go and take one of a memento of Lyra's, something that she brought from home that her family is going to recognize. And he's going to take it and try to convince them that they need to leave.
It has to be like a family saying, like almost like, well, along with that, as well as what would be like something sweet that her mother or father say to her. Like what's something of like, in our family we endure, and like, I don't know, just something like, you know, those scenes where like when Stitch says to Nani, you know, gets her to like Ohana, like family
means family, and family means nobody gets left behind.
Unless it's live action. Anyway, I'm kidding. We haven't seen it. We don't know. We haven't watched that yet. It's fine. But oh no, that's
something like that.
I would think the effect of like, it's the family phrase is like affirming, like here it is, and in her words, she's changed it, and her parents will go, no, they're right, and then they'll be the first two to like take the steps to start the trek.
Yeah,
that's what I imagine in my head, at least. I need to plug this in.
Yeah, Lyra is going to leave. They're going to part ways as they are able to make their way out, as basically the ember has shrunk enough in this last day that it's, rather than being a 15-foot radius, it is now like a 5-foot radius, and she has to hurry. And So they kind of use that to carve a tunnel out of the snow, letting the water rush beneath, between their legs into the observatory, and they're able to climb out. They make their way out and they part ways.
Okay, but he's already, I was about to say, like, he doesn't know how to, like, well, he's already trekked to get there. So
he already trekked, he already made his way there once without the Ember. He can do it again.
He has to take all of her supplies so he can make it.
Yes.
They
swap packs, basically. They'll swap packs, and because he had his pack to go from the mountain to the town and back, and her pack was to go out and return within a few days, right? And so they just swap so that they can make their journeys, their respective journeys.
I imagine that she has to give him just a little bit more, because they have to do this. I just imagine there's a scene where she has to race against the sun going down, because she doesn't have as much stuff. And even though she's got the, what you call it, the Ember?
The Ember. It's dying.
It's dying, so she needs to, like, imagine she's, because, like, if she goes through one more night,
it won't last.
It won't last. So it's like,
yeah.
So
that's where, while she's racing, that's one of the next nights. she has to race, and that's when she's going to encounter one.
Were they really going to do that?
Yeah.
Was that your plan?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So either me and Tim are very basic,
on the same
or we're on the very same wavelength.
But she's going to race, and she's going to encounter one of the hairy beasts of Caldera, and it's kind of going to be their equivalent of the Yeti. Right, it's going to be like a polar bear, but imagine bigger. Like you've seen how big a polar bear can be.
They are, you mean?
They are. They're huge.
Everyone thinks grizzlies are the worst.
No,
grizzly bears are terrifying.
Massive.
Don't ever no. If it's black, you can attack. If it's brown, just lay down. If it's white, say goodnight. Like, that is anyway, sorry.
I always heard it stay out of sight.
Oh, racist.
Anyway, this thing is as big, if not bigger than a polar bear, and it's not really a bear. It's more...
It's something. It's a monster.
If you've ever been to the Ancient History Museum... Mm-hmm. The dinosaur museum at Thanksgiving Point.
Yeah.
Right. You've seen the giant sloth.
Oh, ew.
It's kind of like that, where it's this massive thing. It looks kind of similar to a bear. I will admit.
Just say it's a polar sloth.
Yeah, it's a polar sloth.
Go Avatar style.
It's a polar sloth.
Sloth.
It's huge, and
it's fast.
It's fast,
but it's terrible. Because think about how scary sloths kind of are. They are a little bit scary. Imagine if those things were fast. You ever seen one of them swim? Anyway, that will be a tangent. Anyway, okay, I can picture it.
Yeah.
A long, stout-nosed sloth thing, and it is. I don't know why, but I just imagine it has frozen blood all around its mouth.
Sure.
I just see it, and it's freaking me out, Tim. All right.
So
what does she do?
She's basically just going to have to run from it, and she's going to hide in a den or in a small cave. In a cave that it's small enough that the polar sloth cannot get in.
Ew, the whole claw.
And the claws are longer than its fingers. Right? So this is my hand. The claws go out to like here.
Oh, she's gonna get cut a little bit, isn't she?
Sure.
They just the reach, she backs up as far as you can, she's screaming, and just like she puts it out, and it's trying to get the warmth, maybe. I don't know. Or her, doesn't matter.
Here's what I had.
Sorry, Tim disrespectfully said, shut the front door.
Here's what I had is the claw hooks the backpack.
Oh no.
So she has to scramble and get the backpack off, and she is left with her coat she's left with a little fanny pack that she has some rations in, and she's left with the Ember that is very small and very weak.
Oh, so she's just in the fetal position, just
And she's kind of
oh,
hugging it and waiting, and she is listening, and she finally hears it leave, and so she waits another few minutes,
oh, and she's
crawls out, and she can't see it. And the wind is starting to pick up again, and it is dark, it is cold. She won't last the night if she doesn't make it to the mountain. And she's pretty close. Right? She can see the mountain. And she can see the cave that Talon told her to get to. And so now she has to run and try to get there. And it'll be a little cliche, but she's going to pass out just steps away from the cave entrance, and she's going to fall unconscious. And then she's going to wake up on a stone bed, bundled up in blankets. She's going to have a cloth with steam coming off of it, a warm cloth on her forehead, and she's going to look over and see a little old man sitting next to a fire, just cradling the ember as it continues to fade. And he's going to start telling her a story about how the ember was once a majestic phoenix that lived within this mountain.
and she doesn't get a word in. She's like, so do you know the story? Like, just immediately starts. That doesn't say like, oh, you're awake. The second she like start like, have you heard the story of the phoenix? Like, this is a typical, and she no.
Yeah.
Like, can't get a word in. I love that. I love it.
He'll explain that when the phoenix died, rather than reincarnating and becoming a phoenix again, when it last died, it instead became an egg. And that egg became the ember that gave life to the caldera. And over time, as the egg has been away from its home and away from its birth flame, kind of its nest of fire, it has been dying. And now that it is here, it is so far gone that it's almost that it's maybe not going to work.
If you really imagine if you killed a phoenix in a place that was terribly cold, what if the ashes couldn't relight? What if you froze the ashes of a phoenix? Mm-hmm. Could that kill it? That's a terrible thought, Tim.
Yeah.
You're mean.
I know.
I've never thought about killing a phoenix that way, and now I have.
That's where this story came from.
Oh my gosh. All right.
The original idea was that this was an egg, and that Talon had been sent, or that. No. The original idea was that the egg was a phoenix's egg, and that the mother had sent out a scout to find it, and that scout had died, and the mother had no news of the egg, and so mother died and froze and was unable to reincarnate because the egg wasn't there. Because the egg is what would have allowed her to reincarnate.
So it's not like they really reincarnate. It's that
the egg would have hatched into a new one as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
That was the original, and
I really liked it. I really like it. Sorry, we're not done yet.
We're not done yet. The grandfather, his name is Corin.
Okay.
And Corin is going to tell Lyra that she has a choice. She can either return to her family, who are almost certainly going to perish, and bring the ember back, or she can take a risk and attempt to relight it And if it doesn't work, she will die here away from her family.
I mean,
She has to make a choice.
Yeah.
And
did they make it worse? I am curious. Did they make it worse? Did Talon and his grandfather technically make it worse by taking the egg out there? Did they like make the process go faster of it dying?
yes.
Okay. So that was the gamble.
Heat in general is able to help sustain the egg, the ember.
Yeah.
And so in that biting cold, that heat is being siphoned away.
Yeah.
And causing it to shrink. And
because again, it was the caldera, also the people working on it. They made a system. They could hinder it from getting too cold. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
it's a big gamble.
Lyra is going to help Corin because he can't make it to the nest on his own. He's too old, and he would never make it on his own. So Lyra is going to help him, and it's going to be a small hike up. And at this point, the ember has fully gone dark. By the time they reach the top, the ember has gone dark, and that realization kind of sets in.
Does it just look like an egg right now?
Yeah, it is. Now it has shrunk to look and to about the size of a small chicken egg.
Just this black little chicken egg.
It's not even black. It is a ruby. It is red.
Okay.
It's just dark. There is no light in there. And she's going to kind of get sad, and Corin is going to start. She's going to get sad.
She's devastated,
and Corin is
Tim.
going to say, well, we have one option now. If we're to survive,
jump.
We toss it into...
Oh my gosh.
We toss it into the nest flame, which is going to be a ring of fire that is in the shape of a nest.
Where is it at?
At the top of this cave. This cave goes upward, and it goes outside. So there's that biting cold, and then it goes back inside, and then it back outside, and the back inside as it winds up and around the mountain.
Okay.
And this is in a very large cavern at the top of the mountain. And it's just sitting there, and the flames are kind of ebbing and flowing, going in and out. And yeah, Corin is going to say, we have one choice, and that's we got to put the egg, we got to put the ember.
It's
in the
really,
nest.
he just needs to look at her and say, well, we've come this far. Like,
yeah.
There's either
Pretty
we
much.
keep going or we give up now. What's the point?
And so she's going to...
Still conflicting with the purpose. It's like, well, the egg's out. It's like, well, no, we keep... And it's cute because he can say, no, our purpose is here. That's how we were raised. I'm guessing his grandson was not raised their way.
No.
But the grandfather was.
Mm-hmm. The grandfather found more people outside, found love, had kids. Talon came along later.
So will this also help their village as well? Or is this... Oh, wait, yeah, because it's going to help the whole world.
Their family's dead. Their family's gone. It's just Talon and his grandpa now.
Okay, but I'm talking about his village, like where they've been living.
They've been living in this cave.
Oh. What about where... Okay, no.
They came from another town. Their family died. So they came back here because this is where Corin was from. Corin was born and raised at this town in the center of the caldera and was kicked out.
Will this help the other town that the other family's from at least, or?
Not really. I mean, this is for the caldera.
All right.
But it will save the caldera.
Okay.
Just wait.
All right. I'm sorry. It's like, I hate you so much.
Yeah. Lyra is going to place the egg at the edge of the flame, and she's going to get burned a little bit. But she's going to put it in, and she's going to get burned a little bit, and she's going to step back, and she's going to see the flames of the nest kind of ebbing and flowing, and then they just begin to ebb, and they just start to go away.
Just made it worse. She
And
made it
then-
worse.
And she kind of like, oh no, what did I do? And that's when the flame is pulled to the ember, and it's like a white hot flame now, and the ember begins to glow white hot, and she
Looks
can
like an
see
egg.
her. Huh?
It looks like an egg
Yeah,
because it's white.
She can see now the flames are actually being pulled into the ember, and finally the flames return to the edges of the nest, and the ember is an egg, and it hatches into a little baby phoenix that kind of squawks, and it's going to kind of radiate heat again, and it's going to be really warm, and it's going to very rapidly over the next couple minutes grow to a size where it's large enough it can fly, and it flies out and across the valley, and the snow begins to melt, and Lyra kind of watches in amazement and then in horror as the ice melts and is pooling at the bottom where her home had been. And then she looks down and can see her family.
Have you seen Fantasia 2000? I am just imagining a mixture of. There's like a weird nature segment, like the orchestra. So there's like this nature sprite, and she goes and she makes winter change, and she brings spring, and she goes up, and she is stopped by the mountain, and it's a giant volcano. Like it's just this monstrous thing. Anyway, it's just try to find it, and you'll just go, oh. So it's like you've mixed the two with this beautiful spring as well as this burning phoenix. So I kind of like it. So I don't kind of like it. I like it a lot. Anyway.
Yeah.
So he convinced them. Are we going to get his side of what happened then?
Yeah. He's going to explain that he went down, was almost immediately exiled, captured
You
and
look
exiled.
just like your grandfather.
And that's when someone noticed that he had Lyra's gear, and her family came over, and he talked to them and said the family phrase.
It could also be the relative, maybe a relative of his grandfather could recognize him.
At first, he offered that thing, whatever it is that Lyra brought from home.
Okay.
And they were like, "You killed her and took it.
You son of a monkey."
And then he starts talking about their conversations, and says something that she said, and it was whatever.
It could be maybe instead of their family
thing.
thing, it could be his family. He says a line that his grandfather said. Like, maybe something he teaches Lyra. And he says it, and then a relative of his grandfather. Like, so this, like, old elder is like,
Sure.
My little brother used to say that bull crap. Like, I don't know. Just
Something like that. Sure.
something. Point is, they realize, yes.
Yeah. And Talon is able to convince at least some of them to leave, and that prompts everyone else to be like, well, if our machine has to move, we'll move together. And so they'll all go and travel together, keeping each other safe and warm, and
Share the huddle.
They'll make it to the edge of the mountain, close to where Lyra had almost died, and that's when spring happens. That's when they see the phoenix fly over. It flies across the valley, and by the time it comes back around, the ice has all melted and pooled at the bottom of Karthmere and turned it into a
lake,
fairly large lake with trees and bushes and plants, and it's alive.
You can have wildlife slowly come in. Don't know how, but it can happen.
We'll have an epilogue.
Okay.
Where we will see it'll be a few years later, and Lyra and Talon will be working on something, I don't know what, and they'll look out and they'll see some deer and maybe a rabbit or two and a fox drinking at the water's edge together. And it'll just be this whole thing, and it'll be the very cliche end where the phoenix, where the camera pans up and we see the phoenix flying overhead, and that's the end.
So, okay, I guess now that we've changed that, I need to ask, just kind of to reestablish, how did the phoenix egg, why did the phoenix egg get taken out? What caused all that? Because I guess,
Well,
I don't know if I missed it.
It was a symbol of. I think I explained it. Maybe I didn't. It
Because
was a
I kind
symbol.
of turned it into a Moana thing, and you were
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah," but
Well, it
now I'm
was
like,
kind of a symbol of the caldera's life, and so they had taken it down to the center where it could be properly kind of shown off as the lifeblood of the caldera, and he used as a totem or an artifact as its mode of worship or whatever.
okay,
It was the most important thing in the caldera, and so they took it down to the center.
all right. All in all, I think it's a cute story.
Yeah.
I think the basis of it is very sweet. I think it has a sweet ending. I think the phrase is something to the effect of, "What's the point of a machine if the machine has no heart?" Something like that. Just like that's the phrase that just something, because you almost had it. Like you said something like, "If we, what's the point of being here if the rest of our machine is gone?" Like just you said something, and I'm like, that is probably what the grandfather thought. He was like, there's something wrong. Like we know, is this really all that there is? And he left. I think he trekked out, went past the caldera, and he found that it was actually like warm out there. Like imagine, like that's how crazy that is to me, that these people have been stuck here and they're just in this wasteland. But if you go farther out, I think, in my opinion, I definitely think that it brought summer to the whole like big valley, like even
Maybe
all
the
the
region
villages, the
around it.
region around it. Like it changed all of them. Like it was just getting worse.
And I like the idea that maybe in that epilogue, in that final bit, they look around and they can see there's Hearthmere under the water, right? But now there's the ancient town, the ancient city now sprawling out across this caldera with that's just woven into the land and into the trees and everything, and people have flooded in.
We just see people just traveling. I think all in all, simple, sweet. I liked it. I thought it was fun. What is the name?
I think the name could be the Ember in the Snow. That was the original.
The Ember and the Snow, or the Ember in the Snow?
In IN.
All right.
That was the original name that I'd come up with for it.
Well, I love it. The Ember in the Snow, a Tim original. I loved it. That was fun. That was nice. I think that's a good start for season 4. So hopefully, and I've said this before, but hopefully by the end of this month, we are getting back into things. We still have 2 months, Tim, for us to get some certain stories out. But all in all, I think that was good. But before I send us off, Tim, do you have anything left to say?
I mean, yeah. You guys know, you guys have been here long enough. You know the deal.
I mean, not everybody.
Not everybody. And if you're new, thank you. I liked the story. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
We'll get a lot of we'll keep working on a lot of new stories and stuff. I think this is a lot of fun. So
these will become stories that
yeah,
people will be listening to soon.
Yeah, and you know, You guys know the deal. Just as usual, love each other, be kind, and remember, try to you. Goodness, I just had a stroke. Oh, don't remember I had a stroke. Love each other, be kind, and remember that if there's no heart in what you're doing, it's not worth doing at all.
There you go. That's it. That's the thing. Oh,
Sorry for the stroke.
no. And with that, everybody, thank you again. Until next time, we will see you later, pitches. Bye.
Bye.